We got involved in the chamber originally because of the Rochester Top 100. We submitted our application. We were fortunate enough to be listed. And at that time, or prior to that time, we really didn't have a whole lot of involvement. But as we started to get into the Top 100 and really understand the benefits of what the chamber had to offer, we started to become more engaged. And they're just a tremendous advocate for the businesses in this community and the community at large. And we found, based on that, we wanted to make sure we could participate wherever we could. We're not a huge engagement kind of organization, but we look to the chamber, again, we kind of get back to the top 100, we get back to the original premise of our getting involved in the chamber, the Rochester Top 100. They're a tremendous, tremendous advocate for the businesses in this community and those businesses growing within the community. And when I've watched over the last bunch of years, Bob Duffy and Susan George really engage in and with the businesses that are involved in that list, it's amazing to watch, and it's been so much fun to participate in that and see the different phases of the organizations around town and how the chamber really tries to push that and push those businesses kind of beyond the status quo and where they've been. And for us as a growing organization, watching that and looking at how the chamber supports those businesses, the community, and really tries to help us with employment and what's happening to help us really try to grow our business on our base, it's been awesome. We, because our business primarily is focused outside of the Rochester community, the things that we look at are really those events that support our, potentially could support our employees or help us from a technical perspective. Is there new technology, or there are no offerings around town? But it's really looking at how we can be more involved with some of the other businesses around the Rochester area that help support our business. And it was really interesting to see recently the chamber came out with a new event regarding the cannabis industry and some of the developments that are happening there. It has nothing to do with our business, but I thought it was interesting that the chamber's taking on something new, something that potentially is a little controversial, but could potentially be very good for Rochester. We've been a big advocate of the Rochester Top 100, and because it really showcases a lot of businesses in this community, and you're able to kind of see those ebbs and flows in different businesses. But we've watched over the last number of years as we've attended those events and we participated, we've watched those businesses that have been on the higher end of that list and seen them kind of push down, but the only reason they push down is because they're getting so big and it's hard to get the multiples on that growth. But they're still huge supporters of what's happening there, and they're still huge supporters of those other very fast growing businesses. And we're trying to do the same thing. We've been number 2 a couple of different years, but our expectation is we'll fall back a little bit, but we're still going to participate, we're still going to push, and we're still going to be advocates ourselves for those other faster growing businesses. I think what we've tried to do with, again, the chamber, we're a fast-growing and have been a very fast-growing organization. We want to make sure that, again, even though the vast majority of our business is conducted outside of Rochester, we still want to be able to participate within the Rochester community and help the community at large. And for us, the best way to do that is through employing local folks and not bringing folks in from the outside. And I think that's really kind of the chamber focus is how do we engage local community leaders, local business leaders, and get them to really work with each other to help grow the community. And from our perspective, it's probably a little bit different than most businesses that are based here, but it seems to work for us.